Hi everyone, I'm Mike from the SomeRandomPopNerd blog, where I occasionally discuss music and such, and I've taken full control of RJS's channel now. Anyways, holy fucking shit did this year blow. From a slew of awful and mediocre pop and rap tracks hitting the airwaves every 5 minutes to Trump's imminent presidency, I can say that this year was one of the most mundane I've experienced in quite a while. To try and break away from 2016's monotone state, I've decided that for a change of pace I would explore the Latin pop charts just for the sake of curiosity and, you know, being a Latino and all, having to listen to this fucking shit over and over in the car rides through the South American countries and Look, all I'm trying to say is that the Latin charts are even worse than the Hot 100. Hey, wait, do you hear that?
Hey, I was doing just fine before I met you. I drink too much and that's an issue and I'm not okay with this. Mike, what the hell are you doing with my channel?
You must do what I say and I'll only say this once. If you want to get your goddamn channel back, you will have to sit through this dreadful sludge of Latin music with me.
Okay then. So, when Mike brought me on board for this project and Mike brought me on board, I mean that he's driving me until I do what he pleases, I thought that I would find some hidden gems in the modern Latin culture that, who knows, maybe the people living the light side of the continent were onto something good. But I was way off. Not only are the Latin pop charts awful, but they are at the very least twice as bad as the Hot 100. I'm dead serious. And you all know that I hated this year's Hot 100, meaning that the Latin side of the spectrum is fucking hell to me. There were only like 2 or 3 songs that I would legitimately consider good, but not even great. This year was full of mediocre trash and repetitive nonsense that basically borrowed the assassin beat over and over until you wanted to blow your brains out.
Yeah, when ranking Billboard's Latin year list, my score came out to be a total of 192 out of 500 points. In other words, what the fuck is up with the Latin market? Like seriously, what the fucking hell? When ranking this chart, there were 8 songs above the decent tier, with only 3 landing on my great tier. Absolutely fucking abysmal.
My score was even worse, 157 out of 200. What the fuck is wrong with you, Latin America? I literally had 0 songs in the great tier. That is pathetic. And now the few songs that I did like, I don't think I would go out to personally revisit them anytime soon. They are just not worth it.
So, in order for a song to qualify for our list, it had to either A. land on Billboard's year list for 2016, B. touch the top 30 of the Hot Latin Songs chart, or C. become at least a moderate hit in at least one Latin country. I really am not looking forward to revisiting this heaping pile of shitty Latin music.
Me neither, but we have to do it. So, we're counting down the top 10 worst Latin hit songs of 2016. Number 10.
Oh, Pitbull.
Fun fact, I Know You Want Me came out 8 years ago. He's been relevant for 8 years. Why did we make this guy relevant?
In the past years, Pitbull has rarely had commercial success of his own, with only Time of Her Life becoming a successful top 10 hit out of everything Pitbull has released a couple years ago. Yet, while you can pretty much ignore his main stuff, he's pretty much fucking everywhere as a guest feature.
Mr. Worldwide, Mr. Worldwide, Mr. Worldwide.
Yet, when you follow the Latin pop charts, you don't only get double the crap, you get double the Pitbull. Wait, that's basically the same now that I think about it. The thing about Pitbull is that instead of writing what a lot of musicians like to call lyrics, he just says whatever he pleases, no matter how cliched or idiotic it sounds. I don't think I've ever heard a verse from this guy that did rhyme, let alone that made sense, and this song is no different.
Jesus, these might be among the laziest Pitbull lyrics I have ever heard. Like half the second chorus, Pitbull rhymes this with this. Fucking avant-garde. But what about his other lyrics, you say? They're pretty much what you expect from Pitbull. Generic party lyrics in Spanglish that don't even rhyme or even rhyme the same word over and over. Especially...
But Mr. Worldwide isn't the only problem with this song. That beat sounds like it's from 2004 and for a song called Bailar, this is really undanceable. Also, this Elvis Costello guy is like the worst fucking singer I've ever listened to so far. And while I would usually be glad that a lot of his parts were replaced by Pitbull verses, these are Pitbull verses, so it's not really an improvement.
But then, this drop. Jesus fucking this goddamn drop. It's so fucking grating. It's like you mix the artificial horns in the mainstream banda song with the sound of Alvin and the Chipmunks gnawing every bit of helium they could find and fucking with the mixing panel.
The Oro, more like Diarrhea? Yeah, when you drag me to the project, you should expect this type of jokes.
Let's be honest though, the drop is the main reason why this is here, and when you combine it with the laziest verses I've heard from Pete Burton in a while and one of the most grating Fox romantic voices in Latin music, it makes for one rotten bomb of awfully composed EDM.
And people say that Calvin Harris or the Chainsmokers are bad, but this is like 10 times worse.
Let's just move on before we decide to blow our brains out.
Next. Number 9.
Can we just talk about how much Akon sucks for a minute? I mean, this guy was the epitome of grating vocalist in mainstream pop. This guy can't sing, and it's as if he was forced to while someone squashes his nuts with a pipe wrench and a satanic lair.
That is oddly specific, but yes, you're pretty much right. He was probably the worst singer ever, but luckily he's become irrelevant in the last few years. Now he's been replaced by other annoying artists. That doesn't mean that he's not working anymore though. And really, it's not like the original was any good either. It was too bouncy, too stupid, too lighthearted, and there wasn't any substance. It was just another one of those annoying songs that think that repeating the same word in your hook is a good idea.
This is a prominent example of how not to make it coarse, with the song title just being shoved in your face every 5 milliseconds. Similar to a song which we will get to eventually, but then we have to get to the lyrical content of the song, which is basically the antithesis of No by Meghan Trainor. Basically, Joey Montana asks this girl if she wants to dance, and the girl simply says no, but then he has to throw a temper tantrum by repetitively shouting out her face that this girl's apparently picky, 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 picky.
This is basically a Spanish dance version of What Do You Mean if it was written by Shawn Mendes. It's whiny and stupid. Dude, just leave this girl the fuck alone. She clearly doesn't want you and you now look like a huge clown. Oh, wow. Well, she's not wrong. Going back to Akon. You know it's a good sign when his first verse consists of 4 sentences unblended with "on me." It makes people look like Shakespeare. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. Akon delivers yet another irritating performance like always. His presence is really unnecessary and only pointless. Just a way to make Joey look cooler by featuring some old has-been that no one has thought about since Sexy Bitch was a thing.
And it's not like Mohammed helps either. He pretty much builds on what French Montana said previously, annoyingly saying that this girl should get with him because he can give you everything you need, which brings up all sorts of questionable implications.
Yeah, and it's pretty obvious that they just added him at the last minute. Heck, he doesn't even appear in the music video. They had to green screen him in so he could show up. Also, he's one of those guys who have a helium voice like Lloyd and it's just awkward to listen to.
Now there's one part we have not discussed yet, which is the production. This production is a complete mess, sounding compressed and like a cheap mix of early 2000s teen pop with the most basic elements of reggaeton. Now, if there's one compliment I could give this production, it's that these fading horse sound nice, but that's about it really.
This is one of those songs that have a pretty upbeat tone to cut some pretty scummy lyrics like Fun and Good. But this goes way overboard. Right down to the music video that opens with an ice cream truck and follows with what's basically a preschooler's birthday party. It's way too sugary for my taste and it really doesn't work.
Same thing here. I just thought it was a typical reggaeton song until I heard the really whiny, pretentious lyrics. Trying to make Joey seem as if he is the cool guy in the scenario, like what RG has said before. Whatever, let's just move on. Number 8. And speaking of cheap reggaeton,
Oh, hey Mike, nice joke name. But seriously, what is this guy's name?
that is the guy's real name.
You gotta be joking. Seriously, that's the most pathetic stage name I've ever seen in my life. Lil Dicky has a better name than this, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, can we keep talking about this guy's name? Because I really don't want to talk about this fucking song.
Well, it is the most interesting thing about him, but no, we need to keep going or we'll be here forever.
Fine. So about the song, oh my fucking god is it atrocious. First off, this shit doesn't even sound like reggae music, so you can fuck up with that comparison. Secondly, this beat. How the fuck is anyone supposed to party to this? It sounds really cheaply produced, using that same underlying synth pattern in every measure and that obviously badly programmed drum machine. This sounds more at home at a gospel convention in the Varios.
This is one of the worst verses I've ever heard in my life. And we're only at number 8. This is the level we're at, people. Thomas's voice is drowned by a ton of vocal effects, the melody is so basic and awkward, and the repetition is pretty damn annoying. And again, this is probably the least reggae song I've ever listened to in a while. In a year where everyone was making songs with tropical beats, it's the furthest they could have gone from that sound. There is no value here. It's just a boring generic song with a bunch of boring generic lyrics that don't really make any sense. What does that even mean? Is that a good thing?
Not to mention how Thomas the Fuckboy tries to sound as cool as possible, and feeling hard at it, dropping pathetic sex bars in an attempt to make himself look like a pimp when he really is just an Infinity Music reject who sounds like a half-assed Daddy Yankee clone.
There's absolutely nothing remarkable about this. It's boring, lame, and useless. It just sucks.
Agreed. This is just lame, generic reggaeton crap that tries its hardest to pander to its demographic. Next. Number 7.
One of the biggest pop culture phenomena was the novel, movie, and shifter that humans know as 50 Shades of Grey, and intelligent people know as corny Twilight. But luckily, even the artists in the soundtrack knew to keep the creepy sexual overtones away from their songs. I mean, imagine if someone made a song that fully captured the spirit of that awful story. That would be a terrible idea, right? And of course it had to be from Mr. Asthma over here who made this. God damn it, this guy cannot sing. I just want to make this clear. He makes Mike Posner sound like Andrea Bocelli by comparison. Jesus Christ, Charlie Puth has a stronger voice than this guy, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, this guy has no fucking talent whatsoever. He makes Post Malone seem like a valid artist, for fuck's sake. And this asshole seems like an asthmatic version of him. And of course, the guy's working with DJ Luyan. I mean, these guys have been butt buddies since the dawn of time, and they're always writing off each other's lazy money-grubbing asses.
This song is basically 50 Shades of Grey. No, it's literally 50 Shades of Grey. Just changing the main character's name with his real name, Austin. It basically goes through all the motions and plot twists of the novel. Why would anyone do that? This is the worst set of lyrics I've heard in a while. The song literally opens with him saying that he's had the house for this chick since 2006. That is creepy as fuck.
You know what's even creepier? The final verse of this track. In this part, Arcángel literally states that he is going to touch this girl without her consent. Dude, what the fuck? That's fucking rape, dude. What the fuck is wrong with you?
This is just fucking disgusting. The movie looks pretty hot by comparison. Arcángel should come out as a dominant, complex alpha male, but he says comes out as a fucking weirdo. You know, maybe he's more faithful to the movie than I thought.
And that's not even counting the repetitive production. Yeah, the warp keys are nice, but everything else is just plotting and really overdone. You can pretty much expect this type of production spread out in Latin mainstream. Cheap drum machines with a really weak bass presence, and underlying trap synth keys that try to sell the hard-edged aspect of the song. It's not like anyone is gonna switch up the formula anytime soon.
This is just ugly, disgusting, and unlikable, and it has no redeeming quality. It is one of the worst sex songs I've ever heard.
This is as gross as stimulated by Tyga. Yet instead of pedophilia, we get BDSM and even more vile depictions of rape. Fuck this song, fuck everything it represents, and I fucking hope Arcángel does have another hit. Fucking.
Number 6. Oh my god, Arcángel is actually the devil. Who would have thought? Because making a creepy weird snooze fest wasn't enough, apparently he needed to make an idiotic trap song with this Bad Bunny guy. Wait a minute, what? What is it with all these Latino artists and their lame stage names? This sounds like the name of a fucking stripper.
Well, it could be worse. Your stage name could be misinterpreted to be Chinese nachos.
Also, Eminem did it first.
But enough about his name. How's the actual song?
I was actually a bit skeptical that this should be higher than a song about actual BDSM, but Jesus Christ, Bad Bunny delivers some of the lamest, most awkward bars I've ever listened to all year. Silento has more lyrical skills than this guy.
For example, he delivers an awful Cristiano Ronaldo and Messi pun in his first verse when trying to establish himself as a violent crime-ridden character, which he fails to capture anyway, so what the fuck even matters at this point? It's not like art content helps at all, trying to represent himself as an OG in the streets and threatening the listener to be jealous of his notoriety, which you can't prove anyway because it's not like this low-wing wannabe that's even capable of jumping the subway turnstile with a voice that makes him sound like exhausted Chris Brown after he got out from the prison shower.
I haven't seen a duo so inept since Ray Tremor. Speaking of which, this is basically a lame version of their songs. Like that was possible.
This really lazy beat, combined with the screams, lyrics that embarrassingly cement their places as wannabes, and two vocal performances that make them sound like Young Money rejects make for one laughably boring sludge fest of a trap banger, if you could even call it that.
Bad Bunny, whoever you are, you suck. Arcangel, your career needs to die.
Agreed. Arcangel, just re-listen to your music and look at the shit you're making for the Latin public. It's just sad how such a rotten mentality can be so marketable in this day and age.
Mambo Kings.
Elgenero.com